Hello my lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I greet you according to your time and the time you are seeing this video. We are still on the gist from the palace of Ooni of Ife. Allegedly, they said Ooni of Ife's wives, all of them fires Ooni of Ife and Dr. Elizabeth. According to them, they said it is this Dr. Elizabeth that is instigating the king to send them out of the palace because she wants to stay back with the king and Queen Naomi, you know. So, and they all said that it is not going to happen, that if all of them should leave the palace, that Dr. Elizabeth must leave the palace also. Because from what we heard allegedly, they said Queen Naomi said that she wouldn't mind if Dr. Elizabeth is in the palace. Anyways, so you know that someone like Tobi, we heard that the king have bought a house for her. And initially, we used to think that Tobi, Temitope, and Dr. Elizabeth are supporting the king. You know, but recently, a lot of people are beginning to say that someone must have called Tobi and sit her down and told her how to fight for her right and all of that. Because we hear recently that Tobi went to her uncles and cried to them, telling them to come and talk to the king. That at the beginning of the marriage, that they did not discuss that she is going to stay outside the palace and not to talk of carrying her baby, because according to her, she claimed that she's pregnant, allegedly. So she's not going to nurture her baby outside the palace. That is why she called on her uncles to go and talk to Ooni of Ife on her behalf. And she have been insisting. But initially we heard that she have agreed after the king have called them to tell them that this is not all about Queen Naomi. That is about them being living peacefully and separately to avoid all this gbasgbos and jealousy and everything that has been going on. But it looks as if after they have brainwashed Tobi is now fighting that she will stay back in the palace. You know, and a lot of people are saying that it could be Mariam or Ronke that must have called her to, you know, brainwash her like this. Because these two, they have the power to manipulate. They can manipulate like... and that was why Ooni of Ife, during his meeting with the housewives of Lagos, talked about these manipulations from the women and the witches. We do know that some of them, I did not say they are witches, but they behave like witches and they manipulate so much. And according to the king, they are really manipulating him. So, but I believe they must have manipulated Tobi too into insisting that she will have to stay back in the palace. But if you ask me, instead of this Dr. Elizabeth going to bring problem for the king, it would be better that she leave the palace too. You know, that would be better if you ask me. And it will strengthen the relationship that she have with Queen Naomi the more. Because if they live in the palace, I bet you they are women. They will all, one day, they will quarrel. Even if they don't quarrel, that relationship that she have built, because I believe ever since she enters that palace, she have tried as much as possible to build a very good relationship with Queen Naomi. And if they live separately, that relationship will still be there. But if they live together with marrying the same man, that relationship might not be there, no matter who, no matter the kind of training that Dr. Elizabeth received, no matter how she was brought up, you know, there will be that jealousy because they are women. If they are marrying two brothers, it would have been a different case, but they are marrying the same man. I beg you, the best thing to do is for them to live separately. So on that note, I am just trying to say that instead of the wife staying back because of Dr. Elizabeth, my own advice is that Dr. Elizabeth should leave the palace too. Guys, I don't know what to think. That doesn't mean that she's not a good person. And that doesn't mean that Queen Naomi does not know that she's different from others. That is my thought though. In as much as some people will say yes, so that the king needs her around. She's very supportive, she's this, she's that. For the sake of peace, because these women, Tobi and the rest of them, they are insisting that Ooni of Ife married them the same way he married Dr. Elizabeth. And her own case is not going to be the same. It's not going to be different. But they forgot that Dr. Elizabeth is, that Ooni of Ife is Dr. Elizabeth's first husband. And that of, and even for Queen Naomi too. But some of them, abi all of them almost have married one or two husbands before Ooni of Ife. So, but in any case, they are now married to him, so they have rights to fight for what belongs to them, you know. But that doesn't mean that they should not respect their husband and do as he said, because he is the Olorisha, he is the king who have the final say in this case, you know. But for the sake of peace and for the sake of, will I say, oneness without marginalizing anyone, the best thing to do is for Dr. Elizabeth to live separately, as in to live outside the palace, so that before the end of this year, Queen Naomi and Prince Tadenika will return back. Because if the king keep insisting that Dr. Elizabeth will live in the palace, someone like Mariam and Ronke, they will go extra mile. They can do anything. They can do and undo to make sure that they too stay back in the palace, or that Dr. Elizabeth also leave the palace. So I believe if Dr. Elizabeth really wants peace, you know, it will be better that she leave the palace too. That is my humble opinion. I don't know what to think about it, because the most important thing right now is that Queen Naomi returns back to her home, and Prince Tadenikawo grows up beside his dad, because there are some training that he needs to receive from his father. Queen Naomi can never be a mother and a father to Prince Tadenikawo. And Prince Tadenikawo needs a father figure in his life. To me, that is where it matters most to. I'm telling you, forget all this politics, all this and that. The most important thing is that Prince Tadenikawo receive a father figure training, you know. So, I don't know what you think, but that is where I'm thinking about it. Queen Naomi is doing good. She's everything a mother can be. And I'm sure she's giving Prince Tadenikawo the best training that he needs, sorry. But that doesn't mean that the king is not needed in his life. He need the God that gave him a mother and a father have a reason for doing that. So if there's anything Dr. Elizabeth can do, even if it means leaving the palace, let her do it for the sake of peace and for the sake of the love she have for Queen Naomi and the Ooni of Ife's relationship. So guys, I just saw this and I thought I should share with you. What do you think? Whatever you think, please share with us on the comment section, okay? Don't forget that they're all alleged information, because I do not live in the palace. Always bear that in mind. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Love you guys.